Alright, defensive face-off in D zone of St. Louis. St. Louis gets the puck and clear it all the way back to Death. Death with the puck passes it over to Forever. Forever gets past one man, passes the second man over to the blue line. He shoots, and it's a goal. That is presumably reaching, but I cannot say that for sure. Like that. 40 seconds left to disappear. And Ontario managed to score one more goal. St. Louis the face-off. Twix tried to check them. However, there was a very dangerous shot that was stopped by Death.
Introducing Connor Leaf Fart Crunch, the Susis limited edition cereal that's shockingly delicious and laser toasted for extreme crunch. Loaded with golden clusters, bananas, and strawberries, it packs a bite that explodes.
However, Twix gets checked by the Blues player who does not like to get hit from the front. Death manages to pass it over to Forever, who gets past his man. A little dizzle and dazzle, he shoots, and he scores! Fifth of the night for Ontario. However, there is still one goal for Blue. And yet another assist by that is definitely picking up his assist there. Like flowers on the field. Back to the center face-off. Yet again, Blues win it. However, a giant checking clash in the middle, and Ontario comes out on top with Forever trying to get past his man. He manages to do so. However, the shot is blocked by the St. Louis player that he manages to get around. However, he intercepts the pass, he shoots, and he scores! 6th goal! And I think that's the 4th for Forever. If I'm not mistaken, that's some very beautiful back to the center for the face-off. St. Louis grabs the puck. However, St. Louis player gets checked by Forever, and the AI dumps it all the way back behind St. Louis net. However, the AI manages to intercept the clear by Blues. It has been stopped by Blues again, and it's all the way back to Dev's net. Dev with the puck misses the pass, and it whoops around the entire arena. AI with the shot. That was a very bad shot. And Forever manages to push the puck all the way back to Dev's net. Dev with the puck tries to whoop it. He tried to shoot on goal, actually. However, it was just too wide. St. Blues with the clear all the way to the red line. However, that was a very dangerous shot. And Dev is in trouble, and he saves it. Very good save by Dev there. I'm not sure where Ontario's defense was at the time. Face off. Forever manages to intercept the pass to the winger, and he's on it right now. He shoots, and it's saved by Bennington, and he gets in a fight. Did you get in a fight? Face off in the D zone of Ontario, intercepted by the one whose name I cannot spell, and he's going for it. He manages to get past his man. He gets over the blue line. He shoots. He scores! 10-second short-handed goal by the one whose name I cannot spell. 1 minutes left in the game, and it's presuming that it's 6-2 lead. St. Louis tried to utilize the last 10 seconds of the power play. However, they have only managed to pass it backwards, and they tried to clear it. Oh, what a goal! Okay, the one whose name I cannot spell is Jorge. And the second period ends. St. Louis managed to clear it all the way back. Dev with the puck. He's walking around for some reason. He's just going with the puck, and that's over the red line. And a man by Forever has been missed. Also, I am pretty sure that it's illegal for the goalkeepers to go over the red line, but I'm not entirely convinced. Forever tried to go for the corner shot. However, St. Louis defense is pretty steep, and defensive face-off in front of St. Louis's net. They managed to whiff it all the way in front of the blue line in front of Ontario. St. Louis dumped it all the way, and it seems that Dev was outside of his net again. However, this time Jorge managed to whip the puck just high enough that it went over the net. St. Louis grabbed the puck back. They tried to pass it over to the front, and the Ontario players are doing some breakdancing lessons today. Another missed shot by Lewis. However, shot. That would have been dangerous. That is caught outside of his net. However, massive saving. Oh my god, scramble. And on the rebound, St. Louis still does not manage to get through Dev. And Dev is walking over the red line yet again and tries to shoot at the goal, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. And he also draws a penalty. Congratulations. Oh, never mind. It was an AI. 4 minutes. I sticking Lazy Redwoods. He probably tried to trim somebody's hair, but he did not realize it was his stick. Defensive face-off in Ontario. Jorge managed. Oh, what a save by Dev! Massive pass by the Blues players. And that is the end of the third period.